What happens when the spotlight on fame turns into a spotlight on parenting, and the truth refuses to stay hidden? The story unfolding around Chrissie and Rock, her sister Taseki, and baby CJ isn't just messy. It's heartbreaking, shocking, and spiraling into something far bigger than celebrity gossip. Taseki has come forward with devastating allegations, claiming that Christian's choices during pregnancy, drinking, smoking, and late-night partying are the reason her son is struggling with serious health problems today. She isn't just dropping casual remarks. She's pointing the finger directly at her sister, saying, "Baby CJ is suffering because of what went on before he was even born." And for many people online, that accusation cuts deeper than any reality TV feud. But to really understand how explosive this is, you need to know that this family has been fractured for years. The drama didn't begin with these claims. It traces back to a bitter history that includes accusations of assault and betrayal. Years ago, Chrissie herself alleged that Taseki assaulted her, a revelation that already had people questioning the health of their relationship. It was a wound that never healed, and now, with this latest chapter, the family conflict has shifted from sibling rivalry to questions of responsibility, accountability, and the welfare of a child. At the heart of this storm is baby CJ. According to Taseki, he can't sit up or walk without support. In photos, he's seen being held upright because he can't manage on his own. Reports say he's battling a severe hernia, one that even surgery hasn't fully corrected. For a child so young, these are heavy struggles, and every new update only amplifies concern. Social media has been ruthless. Some users pointed out that Zeus network cameras even filmed Chrissie smoking during her pregnancy, and they argue that no one should be surprised if CJ has special needs. The commentary is brutal. Sympathy flows for the baby, while blame is directed squarely at the mother. And yet, through all of this, Chrissie has stayed silent. She hasn't issued a statement, offered an explanation, or shown much public concern. Instead, she repeats one line: her child is blessed. While faith and positivity might comfort her, critics argue that it's a way of dodging accountability. To them, saying, "he's blessed," feels less like confidence and more like denial. They see it as deflecting from hard questions about whether CJ is receiving the care he desperately needs. If that wasn't enough, another twist came when Janet, once one of Christian's closest friends, allegedly stepped in and offered to help. Reports claim Janet reached out to arrange medical support for CJ, even bringing in relatives who specialize in working with children. But Christian is said to have rejected the offer immediately, insisting her son was fine. To outsiders, that decision looks contradictory. If everything is really okay, why refuse help? And if the baby is truly blessed and healthy, why would there be such resistance to outside support? These contradictions are what fuel the public's growing anger. Then came the bombshell that made the story explode even further. According to Taseki, Chrissie never even wanted to keep the baby in the first place. She claims the pregnancy was never about motherhood, but about holding on to Blueface, believing that having his child would keep him in her life. If that's true, it paints an entirely different picture: a child brought into the world as leverage, not love. And now, with Blueface reportedly wanting nothing to do with the situation, the plan seems to have collapsed, leaving only heartbreak and chaos behind. The internet's reaction was swift and vicious. One viral post put it bluntly: she didn't want to be a mother. She wanted to tie herself to Blueface. That baby was never part of the dream. With those words, the narrative shifted from sympathy to outrage. People began questioning not just Christian's parenting, but her motives. Was CJ suffering an unintended consequence of a reckless strategy? As the backlash grew, whispers of Child Protective Services entered the conversation. Multiple sources, including Zeus network commentary, hinted that CPS may already be involved. Some claim custody of CJ is now in their hands, though it's unclear if it's temporary or something more serious. Whatever the truth, the very idea that CPS is in the picture has pushed the story from scandal to crisis. And then came a video that horrified viewers. Baby CJ was allegedly seen gasping for air, and instead of reacting with urgency, Chrissie reportedly laughed it off. To many, it wasn't just careless, it was chilling. The reaction online was immediate and furious. Fans and critics alike flooded social media, calling her behavior disturbing, irresponsible, even dangerous. In that moment, concern for the child eclipsed all else. The question wasn't about gossip anymore, it was about whether this child is safe, whether he's getting the medical attention he needs, and whether someone has to step in if his mother won't. Faith and optimism may be part of how Chrissie copes, but as one user put it, faith comes with work. You can't pray away medical issues, you have to act. That sentiment echoed across comment sections and forums. People weren't content to dismiss the story as another celebrity scandal. They saw a baby in need, a family in denial, and a system that might have to intervene. The contradictions are everywhere. If CJ is fine, why are people so concerned? If he's truly blessed, why reject help from professionals? And if the accusations are false, why not step forward with proof to set the record straight? Silence has created a vacuum, and in that vacuum, speculation thrives. Now, the story has shifted into something much larger than Chrissie versus Taseki. It's about accountability, motherhood, and whether fame has blinded people to reality. The whispers about CPS, the viral outrage, the accusations of neglect, all of it has turned this into a scandal with real stakes. A child's well-being is at the center, and that's something viewers can't ignore. As for Blueface, his absence speaks volumes. Once the reason this baby was allegedly brought into the world, he's now silent, ghosted, nowhere to be found. And people are noticing. Where is the father in all this? Why hasn't he stepped forward, either to defend Chrissie or to ensure his son's care? His silence only deepens the sense that CJ has been caught in a storm of bad decisions, adult conflicts, and broken promises. So the big question remains, is Chrissie being unfairly judged by a harsh, unforgiving internet? Or is this finally the moment where accountability catches up with her, where the choices made under the glare of fame have real consequences that can't be denied? Whatever the truth, this story isn't slowing down. The more silent she stays, the louder the conversation becomes. What's clear is that baby CJ is at the heart of it all, and people everywhere are hoping he gets the care, love, and stability he deserves. Whether that comes from his mother, his family, or outside intervention is the part of the story that hasn't yet been written. But one thing is certain. This isn't just entertainment anymore. It's a scandal that has cracked open painful realities, and no amount of deflection will make it disappear. And so we're left with questions, anger, heartbreak, and uncertainty. Is this a case of unfair public shaming or a necessary reckoning? Where does the truth lie? And when will the people at the center of this finally break their silence? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this drama is far from over.